Good morning, everybody. So it is Mixed Media Monday. So I am going to try something different today. And I don't know if you'll think it's that different or not. But what I have is I have this poppy set from, it's Sheena. Okay, and I have, this shows you what it looks like stamped out. I have clear embossing powder, regular card, because I wanted to try doing the watercolor with the embossing on a regular card and not watercolor card. Let's see how it does on regular card if we do it with the embossing. And then I'm using fuchsia opaque pigment so that it will hold the embossing powder. If you use like a quick dry or one of those, it's not going to hold the embossing powder. So you need to make sure you either have one of these clear translucent watermark, for heat embossing and resist, or an opaque pigment pad. I have my stamping platform, my 2 little squirt bottles of orange watercolor marker. You could use any watercolor. And then I have a couple brushes. I cut my paper down. I have a stamping platform with a stamp on it that I need to get put away. Oop. Stick that there for now. All right, so let's get started. So I hope everybody had a great weekend and a wonderful Mother's Day. I did the scrapbooking, National Scrapbook Day weekend, and it was a blast. It was such a good time. I'm so glad I did it. It feels like this ink that's on here is transferring. It's wiping off. Maybe not. Okay. Maybe not. I do want to use my positioner because I want to make sure that I have it inked well. I also need some paper. I don't want it to be thick paper. You don't have to ruin the paper. All I'm going to do is pour the embossing powder on and pour it back in. Oh. Let me get my embossing buddy out here. I always kind of forget about that, and I don't want to forget about that. So, okay, and this is fuchsia, just because I'm hoping this is a good color with the orange to make it nice and pretty and floral. But maybe I shouldn't have because of the green leaves. I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe I should have done like a green or something. Oh. Use the embossing pad. I did it so long without it that I forget about it sometimes. So, and I almost did. I'm not going to deny it. I almost did forget about it this time too. Okay, now I can stamp it. Let's hope I get a good image the first time. I'm not gonna fight it. No, I think I need a better image than that. So if you don't know, when you have an embossed image, it resists water and stuff. So we'll see how it does. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna do a little bit more here in the leaves. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now I couldn't have used, I keep thinking I can use anyone, but no, you can't, because it's got to be able to hold on to your embossing powder. Right, so and this is the Crafter's Companions Clear, and I don't know if they still have it or not, because I keep seeing them use a different brand on TV. I think the Wow brand is what everybody tends to use. Okay, looks like it's all covered. Tap, tap, tap it a little bit. Okay, and then you can just take this. A lot of people fold it. You don't really have to fold it. See there? And that paper's still good to use for something else. Now, make sure there's no embossing powder left on here. And I'm gonna get, because I can feel it, my little brush here. And this is supposed to be for blending, but I'm just gonna use it here real quick. And let's hope this got most of it. Yeah, that feels much better. All right, now I'm gonna get my embossing tool. Always just keep it to the side here. Now it's starting to get shiny. I know it's working. So I'm just going to keep moving it along. You don't want to overheat it because it'll melt it too much. Now, I did have a couple of spots, but now that I turn it, I see it got them all. So we're just going to let this kind of dry a little bit. I like to make sure it's good and dried and set and all of that before I do anything. You know, just wait for it to cool off a little bit. See, it's still a little warm. I don't know how long it takes. Okay. So this should work now. So I'm going to come in. I could come in with the red and do red poppies. But no, I'm going to stick with the orange, and we'll just see the difference between the red and the orange. I'm going to squirt some water. And I'm going to go ahead and try the big brush first. And just go over it. do want it kind of bright. So see how the water's staying inside? It's like a block. And your color intensity, of course, depends on you and how bright you want it to be. But look at there. There's my poppies. Now here's the other thing. So if I want it darker in the middle, because usually I tend to be darker in the middle is what I think is right. That doesn't mean that that's what you think is right. I get this, and I can come in, and I can kind of mix that in with the orange, and then come back into the middle. In the middle here. I can shade some of it if I want. Maybe here it's a little bit darker. A little bit darker there. Maybe a little bit darker in here. And that should do it. And I'm going to get the water from here and kind of clean my brush a little bit. This is why I love these squirt bottles. Like I said, I don't have to worry about spilling the paint. And then I can squirt and wipe it up. Now I want a green, right? I need a green for my stems and my leaves. So that looks like a green. No, this is grays. This has greens. Okay. So I'll start with my lighter green. And I'm going to go with the smaller brush because I know I've got this little bit here and all of that. So I'll go with my smaller brush. Going outside the line. Okay, how bright do we want it? So at this point, I need more water too. Okay. So there's the green. I'm going to get some of this off of there. And now I'm going to come in with a little bit of a darker green. Uh-oh, there might have been water there the way I see it moving. You don't want to put your marker in water because then it goes up into the marker. And I'm hoping I didn't really just ruin that. So I'm going to come in with some darker green around the insides. A little darker green underneath. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Darker green on the inside. And just kind of like a shadow in there. Okay. And let me do this again with the clean of my brush. Okay. Try and get this one a little bit cleaner too, maybe. Okay. And there is my watercolor picture. So now it's a matter of what do I want to do with it? Do I want to leave it like it is? Do I want to add some more flowers on here? I could do that. It is bowing kind of a little bit, but not bad. It could be worse. I think I'm going to take, I'm looking for a light blue right here. Kingfisher, so it's going to be bright. Yep. So I'm going to have to really, really water this down because it is so bright. And just kind of do a little wash around it. And just give it a little something. I shouldn't have to worry about this pink color now running into the colored flower because the embossing powder is there. So now I could dry this. And I could cut it out a certain shape or something. You know, like in an oval. And put some paper underneath. A decorative paper of some kind. And I have my card. And I think it turned out better than I expected it to. I don't think I've ever tried this before, so if I did, I don't remember doing it. But I do like the way it turned out. It looks very good. I'm proud of myself. Get some of this blue paint off of here. Clean my brush. I started seeing, I believe it was Sheena on Crafters TV using the squirt bottles, and I thought, why are we all messing with these cups and stuff? If we can just squirt a little bit down on our glass mats and use that. Why would we even do that? So, there it is. I love it. And it's on regular paper. So when we glue it, I mean, I don't think it's any more warped than watercolor paper would be. So when we glue it, it should hold it down. But see, you can see the different colors and the shades, and it's kind of blended looking. And yes, I'm happy. Very happy with that. And I would do that again for sure. It doesn't even, because looking at it right now, okay, this has a lot of embossing powder. It has a lot of little details in it. So you think, you don't realize it's watercolored. You think it's something else on there because so much of it is embossed and shiny looking. So I like that too. Yep. And you don't necessarily have to use clear embossing powder and a colored ink. You could use a colored embossing powder, colored ink, or clear ink with colored embossing powder. And you could do a lot of things with this. So, anyways, there we go. So I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day. I had a good Mother's Day. I had a wonderful weekend. Still tired from it. You know, it's a lot of 2 full days of scrapbooking. It doesn't seem like it. You think, oh, you're just sitting there scrapbooking, but it gets to you. So, but I enjoyed it. And I will do it again for Croptoberfest. All right. If you are interested, I'm not pushing Creative Memories. I don't push a company. I will say that I have no problems with their products. But I go to these crops and stuff through my Creative Memories advisor. And she does a Tuesday night crop once a month. She does a Saturday crop once a month. And then twice a year she puts on National Scrapbook Day, a big thing. And then for Croptoberfest, a big thing. So if you're interested in doing it, you can go online to Creative Memories and find an advisor. I searched this morning, find a Creative Memories advisor. And it asks for your zip code, and you put your zip code in, and it gives you all these different advisors. And only one said, view my events. So I went on, and she has a beginner class. The other ones didn't say anything about events. What you need to remember about Creative Memories is a lot of people do it, and they're considered advisors, but they're only there for personal. So you have to find one that actually has events. And if that means calling them or emailing them or whatever, do that and find out, do you hold crops? And do you have crops? If they don't, they may know somebody that does. My advisor hosts crops, but she has other people that are listed as advisors, but they don't do crops. But if anybody gets a hold of them, they tell them about my advisor's crops. So then they can come to that. So, yep, that's what you have to do. All right. And you know, it's just nice sometimes. So it's scrapbooking is the focus. It's not card making. It's scrapbooking. But it's a good way to get together with ladies that are just having a good time and enjoying it. You know. So, all right, everybody. If you liked my video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you join me again. Bye-bye now.